Hello, this is a reflection video for a class assignment. The YouTube video that we watched is A Guide to Leadership by Simon Sinek. Okay, so in this video, there was a lot to talk about and to dissect. The main topic was about leaders and their ability to have empathy and perspective throughout, being in leadership roles. So I have been prompted with 5 questions. I'm going to answer each of them. One being, what were your biggest takeaways from the video? My biggest takeaway was that perspective and empathy are vital to a business success and how people operate amongst each other. All right. And for the second question, how did Simon Sinek's message about empathy and perspective challenge or affirm your own understanding of leadership? I would say his message definitely affirmed my thoughts on what leadership were because he gave great examples. These examples consisted of, leadership not being for everyone, and that everybody does have the ability to lead, just as parents there, everybody can parent, but not everybody should be parenting. And I truly do believe that because, it's all a perspective thing. And if you're a selfish individual, or if you have an ego, being in a leadership role might be far more difficult to attain. And as far as like how people will be treated, it just wouldn't be the best situations in that type of environment. And thirdly, what point from the video resonated most with you personally and why? The most, I guess I'm gonna take a look at my notes. Because I did point out a few things that pointed out like that really caught my eye. And one of them were the fact that, being in leadership roles, you have to have the ability to give credit to those when things are going right and have the ability to also take the responsibility for when things are going out of whack or when there's wrong, so the abilities to do that is very important. And I can give you an example because I'm a parent of two. I left the jar of cookies like eye level where my daughter could get it, and she was able to get to it, and she ate a few cookies, like 5 of them. So any parent, I mean, you could handle it two ways. You could blame them and be upset with them, or you could take the blame. And in that instance, I definitely took the blame because it wasn't her fault. It actually was my fault. I left it. I left it eye level where she could get it. She was able to get 5 chocolate chip cookies, in her little body, which, those things happen. And like Simon Sinek said, he mentioned it's a daily action to do to be able to show up as a leader. It's a daily action because you know, I feel like it takes practice because if you don't use it, you lose it. So that was something that really touched me and it resonated with me. For number 4, do you agree with Sinek's criticism of modern leadership practices such as using layoffs to balance the books? Absolutely. I agree with Sinek on that because doing that, it causes a lot of tension. It causes a lot of uneasiness. I was in a situation where I worked at a business. I'm not going to say their name. They no longer exist, but they do have other entities. So that's probably why they don't mind, because they can go buy other entities and not worry about their employees or come up as they do care about their employees. But that's not my business. But I would say that in that situation, there was a lot of uneasiness. People went to work just wondering who was next, and it does take away a business credibility. And people tend to not trust businesses that operate like that. So I totally agree with Sinek on that. And question number 5: in what ways can you apply one or more of these leadership principles in your current or future roles? I would say what really hit home for me is it's a day-to-day practice. So for me, that is how I would operate going in the future with my current role as well. I would like to just continue to, immerse myself in knowledge with leadership. Also, watch YouTube videos like this one that Sinek made, and just be able to take the time to, you know, practice what you preach and be of value and also value others. I think that's so important. And that consists of my reflection video. And if you do have any feedback, I do welcome that here on my YouTube channel. You can write your comments, whatever you think about leadership and how you choose to implement leadership in your day to day life. If you have any questions or if you disagreed with anything, I'm open to that as well. Just drop the comments below. Thank you so much for watching my video. You know, as an individual, it's our actions that make a difference, and we should always try to make a difference. Thank you. Bye.